pushing participation in clinical trials. Hello, I'm Kelly Lynn, and this is Comcast Newsmakers. Joining me at this hour is Deborah Brooks. She's co-founder and executive vice chairperson of the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research. Great to have you here.
Thank you, Kelly.
Tell me a little bit about Parkinson's disease. Explain what it is and how many people it affects in our country.
So Parkinson's disease is a neurodegenerative disorder, and the biggest risk factor is aging, so it tends to affect an older population, and it's really involved in challenges with movement. But the disease has been appreciated to take far more than just kind of what we might think of as Parkinson's, which is a tremor or stiffness, and it tends to do, really be a challenging disease of aging for over 1 million people probably in the U.S. and maybe 5 million worldwide.
Michael J. Fox has done a great job of really publicizing Parkinson's disease and the fact that it can affect younger patients as well.
Yes, he has. And so about 10% of patients are diagnosed under the age of 50, and he was more rare to be diagnosed around the age of 30.
How's it treated?
Today we only have some drugs that help manage symptoms, some of the time for patients. We do not have a treatment that does anything to change the course of disease, slow it or halt it or reverse it. So something that would modify the disease, a disease-modifying therapy, would be very much what we'd like to find.
Do doctors know what causes it?
We're learning more about what causes PD, but the vast majority of patients are considered to have an idiopathic cause or something sporadic that we can't necessarily pinpoint. I'll say, though, in the last 10 years or so, we've probably now found maybe 20 or so genes that are implicated in PD as risk factors, and so that's been able to illuminate new targets for us in terms of developing treatments. And so we're still learning about genetic risk factors, and then of course sometimes we can point to some environmental risk factors. So most physicians think that Parkinson's is a combination of some genetic vulnerabilities and then some exposures in life that can lead to Parkinson's disease.
All right, exposures to?
Anything from head trauma to chemicals, pesticides, different things. So it's a variety of different environmental exposures that have been implicated.
Part of learning more about Parkinson's disease and developing better treatments is really getting people involved in clinical trials. Tell me explain how clinical trials work.
Well, the science, unfortunately, is kind of a long process, and you first start with an aha moment in a scientific lab, and your hope is that something is promising and is demonstrated over time to potentially be relevant for human health, and at some point you want to be able to test it in humans, and that takes some time, and we usually go through testing in a couple of phases. We're first, of course, looking for safety, and then ultimately we're interested in being certain that a drug can actually, or a treatment can actually make a difference. So we get to the point often years into our work and realize that it's time for something that we think might have a chance to be beneficial for patients, and at that point we're looking for patients to raise their hand and volunteer and participate in trials. There's two kinds of trials, an interventional trial that's actually testing a new treatment, but also trials that are called observational studies, and that's where we're just trying to learn more about the disease. And in both cases, we are urgently looking for patients to participate.
We only have about 30 seconds left. I want you to explain the Fox Trial Finder.
Well, to help with this challenge, we know that patients are often eager to participate in trials, but they aren't very informed about where they can learn more. So this year we launched a new web-based tool, Fox Trial Finder, where patients can set up profiles and learn about matches that make sense for them.
All right, and they can just go to that web address that was right on your screen, michaeljfox.org, to find more information and to get linked into Fox Trial Finder.
That's correct.
All right, Deborah Brooks, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
And we thank you very much for watching Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Kelly Lynn.